Previously on Delayed Input.
This week, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl was announced. I want to look at this game and I want to make a prediction of its OpenCritic score. Before I unveil my prediction, I must of course talk about the stakes. If I'm 16 to 20 points off, I must print out the most liked comment to this episode and pin it or attach it to the backdrop for the rest of this show's existence. So, that's forever now. As you can probably tell, it's been a rough week for old Bossy. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, a game I assumed would review well, is now sitting at a stinky little 64. Look at that face. Meanwhile, Metroid Dread, a game I've been underselling for months, is now one of the best reviewed games of the year. As you could probably presume, this has been damaging to my brand. My credibility, as they say, is now in the toilet. Now, is Nick Brawl underrated? Clearly yes. Is Metroid Dread overrated? Obviously yes. But the numbers are there, the facts lay bare before our eyes, and fact of the matter is I took 2 great L's last week, and Buster, you cannot take 3 L's in a row in this business. That's why tonight is time for a good old-fashioned credibility mad grab. I'm talking piping hot crowd pleasers. I'm talking about unassailable, bulletproof, agreeable perspectives that will be sure to salvage my reputation. Tonight I'm introducing a brand new segment. Bonafide, bonafide, bonafide. Sure bets for 2021. Sure bet 1. PS5s are going to be impossible to find. I mean, am I right? It's been a freaking year now. I still can't go to Walmart and get a PS5. What's the holdout? Sure bet 2. More dodge rolls. Most of the games I've been playing this year, third-person games at least, prominently feature dodge rolls. And you know what? I freaking love dodge rolls. And I guess one thing I really like about dodge rolls is just how video gaming they are. You know, they're on the level of double jumps. Double jumps obviously impossible, dodge rolls possible, but unfeasible. You shouldn't do that. If we're in a sword fight, please don't imagine this, but like imagine this. If we're in a sword fight and we both have swords and you start rolling around, you're not invincible. Like you will get, that's the worst time. Like you'll get stabbed. I'll stab you when you're rolling. Don't roll. Don't roll in a real fight. However, in a video game, it just kind of, I want to be invincible right now. I'm invincible. Nice try. We all love that and we want more of it. Please, more dodge rolls all around. Sure bet number 3. Xbox Game Pass continues to be the best value in gaming. Try to disagree with that. Debate me. Looking at the hugest big budget games of the rest of this year. We're looking at Battlefield 2042, Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, and Call of Duty Vanguard. Maybe Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy might be huge budget, nobody treats it like it is. Anyway, 2 of the hugest games remaining this year will be available on Game Pass for the low price of subscribing monthly for as low as $9.99. And probably worth mentioning even that Halo Infinite's multiplayer will be free. It'll be so free you don't even need games with Xbox Live Gold. This is value compounding onto value. And I'm not afraid to be the one to point that out. Sure bet number 4. By the way, there's 7 of these. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl will release November 12th, perform well relative to their budget, and a bunch of well-meaning dweebs will believe it's good. Now, if something is good, to the people it matters most to, is it not then good? Philosophically, I think it's an interesting question, but in this case, no, this is just dumb. Sure bet number 5. Cha-ching! Forza Horizon 5 becomes the best reviewed game of the year and still struggles to win most Game of the Year awards. So when I was looking at Nick Brawl's OpenCritic score, I did notice that for all of 2021, nobody's passed that 90 plus threshold. 89 for Bustafellas. is as good as it gets. Forza Horizon games, the last 2 of them, have broken that 90+ threshold. There's reason to believe Forza Horizon 5 is our best hope to be the one this year, to get past that, to be the best reviewed game of 2021. And yet still, I can't see it winning the big ones. In its favor, Forza Horizon is an open world game in which you pick up missions to collect experience points to level up. People love that kind of thing. However, I do believe that in its classification, it is still a little too unsophisticated to win GOTYs. Because a particular kind of game wins GOTYs. We're talking about your Sekiros, your Red Dead Redemption 2s, your God of Wars, your Death Strandings. You know the kind of, the Last of Us Part 2s. The kind of games that win Game of the Year. And Forza's not there. Like, maybe it's not too late. Maybe look, if you want to GOTY, maybe at the music festival, the Horizon Music Festival, maybe like somebody's sister dies. I'm just throwing shit out here. Like maybe there's like a reluctant, but not like a I don't want revenge, but I want revenge. Like a bloodthirsty, like a revenge. I'm reluctant, but I'm not reluctant. I'm not reluctant, but like I'm reluctant. I don't want this, but I want, like that kind of. Maybe there's that kind of plot going on. Otherwise, you've got no shot. Sure Bet 6. Call of Duty Vanguard fails to become a cultural touchstone. At this point in time, you kind of forget that Call of Duty comes out every year. It's just automatic at this point. It's over a decade of yearly entries of this franchise. And I just, I can't think of a way in which it stands out. There's nobody left to add to Dancing to the Stars to make it a surprising show. There's nobody left to... What do you do left with Call of Duty? Craziest thing about it now is that its most popular multiplayer mode, Warzone, is just a free-to-play thing. So you're paying extra if you want this, Vanguard. If you've got, I guess, this undying love of World War II or constant respawns or zombies, then you will pay for this product. Otherwise, you get the best part for free. To be clear, I'm not, Call of Duty Vanguard will be the best-selling game of 2021. Obviously. I just don't think it'll have any long-standing impact individually. Right? It won't be referenced past this year. But what I would suggest, what I would tell you to do if you're making a Call of Duty game is just put something bonkers in there. Have your it's World War II, right? Have your character at night make strange noises, right? Like this is just like in the early parts of the game, they're making strange noises. And it's like, are they eating birds? And then you find out that at night she turns into an ogre. Sure Bet number 7. Big Brain Academy, Brain versus Brain will not be big. Sorry to take you down a peg on this one, Big Brain Academy, but braininess just isn't hot right now. I don't see space for braininess in the current marketplace. I mean, we could take a look at it. It just came out a couple of days ago, the power rankings for hot things to be. Yeah, look, Brainy isn't even in the top 10 anymore. I mean, looking at that, you should have been working on Sexy Academy. I'd buy that. Teach me. That is it for Delayed Input this week. I'll be back next Thursday or somewhere in that vicinity, and I hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. So a really genuinely funny thing happened in video games this week that needs to be touched upon in regards to Call of Duty. We'll start where they started. This started Tuesday. Here's a tweet from at Call of Duty. Dear cheaters. Dear cheaters. We love games. It's our passion. We're honored to make games for the greatest fans in the world. We don't always get it right, but we're committed to doing our best. Cheating ruins the fun for everyone. No one likes a cheater. Not true, people love Tom Brady. Our goal is to deliver a fun and fair gaming experience for our developers, for our fans, and most importantly, for Call of Duty players everywhere. Cheaters aren't welcome. There's no tolerance for cheaters. And soon, you'll know what we mean. Call of Duty. I've never seen officially anything that intense. That's obviously a bit much, but who wouldn't be anticipating what's coming next? And it turns out what is coming next is Ricochet. It's got a logo. It's got a name. This is their anti-cheat system. And so all this stuff together, to me, it's easy to imagine why it is like this. So, to implement anti-cheat costs budget, costs money. That takes some of your budget away. Somebody's got to allocate a certain amount of money into this. And so, to make that more appealing to the person who is responsible for the budget, they turned this into a marketing opportunity. And that's the raw foolishness of all this. Because you could have just wrote the tweet, hey, we got some anti-cheats coming into Call of Duty next week. You could have just done that, but you wanted more. You wanted more retweets. You wanted more favorites. You wanted this attention. You wanted gamers to feel good about what's coming up. And one day later, after the announcement of Ricochet, we see headlines like this: COD Ricochet anti-cheat code reportedly leaked online. I'm on Charlie Intel, who does a lot of Call of Duty in particular rumors and reporting. A reported leak has pointed towards the code for the Ricochet, already being leaked, which would allow cheat developers to get a jump start on beating the new anti-cheat. I'm not saying, and like as the article says, right? It's not like, okay, well, day one it'll be cracked open, right? I bet even on day one, Ricochet will work as functioned, and then it won't, and there'll be a constant tug of war, as there always is between cheaters and hackers and developers. I just feel like this is not it. I feel like whatever the spend was on that logo, on the branding of Ricochet, needs to be diverted. That's not the right angle on this. And I think, like, I'm not saying this is the right thing, but I'm saying, like, this is the thing. Is that, like, hackers, since the film Swordfish, have been cool as shit, right? Think of, like, Hugh Jackman getting fellatioed with a gun to his head and still pulling off a sweet hack. What you need to do is talk to Hollywood. Make hacking less cool, right? This is why they banned cigarettes. Cigarettes aren't cool anymore because cool people in movies aren't smoking cigarettes. Same thing with hacking. Make movies about, like, dorky hackers, right? Cast the not cool guys as the hackers and like the very cool guys as the ones who are just like, I don't know how to use a computer.